So with the Arizona Cardinals drafting the way they drafted in 2023, I think that this is very, very intriguing. This is one of the most intriguing events that happened, at least for me. I think there are other amazing drafts. I think, teams can say we really did great, but I think that this is something to remember for the future, this draft here. And the reason I say that is because the Arizona Cardinals got a new general manager. His name's Monty Ossenfort. Monty Ossenfort used to work under John Robinson for the Tennessee Titans. And although John Robinson did get fired from the Tennessee Titans, he ended up having very successful drafts. John Robinson was a very good drafter. Well, the guy that was underneath him was Monty Ossenfort, and Monty Ossenfort also is a very good drafter. And he can give you a list of players that he drafted also on the Tennessee Titans that he helped get drafted that are excellent at their craft. Okay, so Monty Ossenfort did not get considered for the job of the Tennessee Titans to replace John Robinson as the general manager. They obviously parted ways, and so the Tennessee Titans got a new general manager. The general manager for the Arizona Cardinals, Steve Keim, ended up stepping down because of health issues. Hopefully everything's good with him. He gets replaced by Monty Ossenfort, and this is Monty Ossenfort's first draft, which is absolutely phenomenal. Because why is it phenomenal? Well, he drafted guys that are very trustworthy in a system, in a process that's very untrustworthy. For one, he knew what he wanted and he accomplished it. He also profited from drafting the guys that he wanted to draft. Would he think that he did perfect in this? No, but look at how many trades that he did. Almost every single pick was manipulated in some way, shape, or form. And this is this guy's first draft. So what does that tell you? That the guy's aggressive. Okay? He knows what he wants, and he just says, fine, I'm going to go and get it. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to believe in my system. Because if you didn't believe in what you were doing, you wouldn't have done what you did right here. A general manager that comes in and doesn't want to make waves, or doesn't 100% believe, is not going to sit there and trade in and out of almost every single pick and go, yeah, we'll make a, what do you want for this? Oh, hey, let's get the guy we have on our board. So I think this tells a story about not only what you see now in this draft, your Paris Johnson Jr., your B.J. Ojulari, those type of guys, but also what is this going to entail in the future? The Tennessee Titans going to look back and say, wow, we should have hired this guy. This guy's a very scary general manager. And looking at who he drafted and how he drafted them, I do believe that this guy has the potential to be a very scary general manager. And Monty Ossenfort could be a guy that is a household name, and a guy who's very, people really would want, because he is obviously talented. So with Arizona's first pick, they go Paris Johnson Jr., pick 6, round 1. They not only got the best offensive lineman in the draft, but they also profited from doing it. They got the first round pick of the Houston Texans 2024. And it's absolutely astonishing that they did this. So I tip my hat off to the first-time GM. Guy's a beast. Ossenfort, you crushed it. I love this type of drafting. It's amazing. Paris Johnson graduated early. He's humongous, for one. He's so mechanically sound for an offensive lineman. He's so intelligent also for an offensive lineman. So soft-spoken off the field, but hard-nosed on the field. He reminds me of having the temperament of Troy Polamalu, but as an offensive lineman. This guy's going to be able to block anybody. He blocked elite talent in the Big Ten. He blocked elite talent in the SEC. This guy is an absolute dog, and I'll tell you what, Kyler Murray, you're going to love to have him, because he's going to make your life a hell of a lot easier starting tomorrow. So again, Ossenfort absolutely dominates in this draft with, in the second round, pick 10, picking up B.J. Ojulari, which is amazing. They trade away the second round pick 33, that they got from Houston, that massive trade, traded to the Tennessee Titans, and they pick up Will Levis. Arizona sits back, gets B.J. Ojulari, who I think is going to be as good, if not better, than Will Anderson Jr. I think B.J. Ojulari is an absolute stud. His release, his bend, the way he puts himself in a position to capitalize on what the offense is giving him. He is an absolute manimal. It's going to be very hard to block him just on anything. He can actually go out on coverage too. Not super great on coverage, but this guy is a fierce competitor. This guy is incredibly dangerous. I can't say enough about B.J. Ojulari. I really, really, really like him, and I think Arizona absolutely walked away with a dog in the second round, pick 10. I think that this is going to come back to look very favorable for the Arizona Cardinals. So round 3, pick 9, we got Garrett Williams out of Syracuse, and this was like a freebie pick, at least to me, because this is a pick that Tennessee traded away to move up in the second round and get Will Levis, and they still end up getting B.J. Ojulari, the Arizona Cardinals, in the second round, so they got their guy. And then you turn around and get this guy that's like a freebie. And this guy has a lot of potential. A lot of players do. But he reads a little bit like Ed Reed. And the meaning of that is when you throw the deep bomb on him, he becomes like a receiver. Okay, he knows where the ball's going, and he becomes the attacker at that moment in time. And he's not conservative and just lets the receiver catch the ball. No, he is actually turning around and jumping up and trying to catch that ball. He is trying to turn the ball over, and then he's going to try and get a touchdown on you, a pick six. That is the type of way this guy plays. I worry about injuries a little bit, but you can put him anywhere on the field, and I think overall this was a great pick. So overall, I like the Michael Wilson pick late in the third. It's basically a fourth-round pick. Not a lot of wide receivers left on the board. You get a guy who's big, 6'2", 213 pounds. You get a guy who's not super fast, but he's quick off of his break. He's got good release. He's great at becoming a solid runner, good acceleration when in open field. He's not going to go down easily. He's bigger than most of the deep backs in the league, and he's going to let them know that. So overall, I like this pick. I think he could end up being a pretty decent, productive player in the league. So round 5, pick 4, they go Clayton Tune, the big dog out of Houston. Okay, I like Clayton Tune. I think you can't go wrong with this pick. If you like Tank Dell, you should like Clayton Tune. If you like Clayton Tune, you should like Tank Dell because both of them helped each other succeed. Clayton Tune has good stats. He needs to work on some things, no doubt about that. He could become a starter. But honestly, I see it as a win-win for the Arizona Cardinals because if he doesn't become a starter, then he's a solid backup, in my opinion. Okay, you can't go wrong with that in round 5, pick 4. And if you end up getting a guy that you can hone in on his skills, you can work on his mechanics, you can work on his processing, you can kind of get him up to speed, you can end up getting a guy who's a starter and a decent starter at that. Now, picking up Owen, he's basically the last guy that I look on this list, and I think that, well, he's an interesting pick because I'd pick him up possibly in the 4th if I really needed a linebacker. I don't think this linebacker class was that strong personally. I just don't. I think that there were some good linebackers and then it dropped off quickly after that. Owen, I liked parts of his play. I think he's got good speed to him. Stamina, not too terrible there. I think he could even get better at that. I think he's going to be an all-around production player for the Cardinals, whether that be special teams or a backup role on the defense. All in all, I don't think you can really go wrong with this.